Hello. Now we've come to the 10th thing that Peter Obi needs to do to win 2027 election. So if you're meeting this content for the first time, please, I want to encourage you to watch to the end. But above all, if you've not watched the first nine things that Peter Obi needs to do to win 2027 election, please, I encourage you to go and watch the playlist. This is going to be in a playlist where you can watch every single thing. We make it as short as 10 minutes so that you can enjoy them as you watch them. But again, we're doing something strategic where we try to inform Nigerians and Peter Obi the need for the urgent need, the urgency in starting early if we want to get the change that we desire, if we want to get the kind of change that we want to see in Nigeria, and using the 2027 election as a springboard to launch that change. So if you're meeting this content for the first time, please, I want to encourage you to watch to the end. And then please like, share, and subscribe as always, because when you subscribe, you encourage us to do more of these things like this so we can start to slowly make the kind of changes that we want to make in Nigeria. All right. So just as a quick recap, we talked about this is about 10 things that Peter Obi needs to do to win 2027 election. And they said the first one is for Peter Obi to leave the Labour Party, and we gave you reasons why. So if you want to know more, go check out the first things. The first one we talked about is saying to leave the Labour Party. The second one is to form a political party. Obviously, he needs a vehicle, he needs a political party where he needs to run. So he needs to form one, okay? And then obviously all the intricacies regarding forming a political party, getting your ESCOs and all of that. He needs to put that in place. After he must have done that, he then needs to set up offices. He needs to be contacted by INEC, obviously. So he needs to set offices where they will start contacting, and obviously zonal offices across the 36 state and the federal capital as well. And those offices will use that to coordinate resources around the other states as well at the state level too. And from the state level, you can coordinate the local government. It breaks it down easily for management. All right. So we've given a breakdown of how things can work. And then the fourth thing is to recruit the candidates. So once you've set up these offices, set up this political party, and the candidates can see that you're serious, Nigerians can see that you're serious. The next thing Nigerians will have to now look at, okay, right, join your party. So then you can start to recruit. We're talking about people with integrity, people with the history of doing the right thing, you know, people, we could get speakers like that. Pojo Yemade or Fela Durote. I know he's worked with this current administration, but you get people of like minds who look at change and see the possibility of change. Get Nigerians to be part of it, and obviously part of that recruitment would also obviously include recruit staff to manage and coordinate. So it's going to cost money. Obviously, I also did suggested that Peter Obi needs to ask for funds, donation from Nigerians. Nothing wrong in it. Political parties are doing that all over the places. You understand? So you get candidates from all walks of life, where they don't have to spend millions to buy tickets to contest. And that way you remove some part of the corruption that you see prevalent in other political party. Okay? So, and then you can form alliance. After you've done those offices thing, but the fifth thing we mentioned was for alliance formation. It needs to form alliance. And I've talked about Shore and his AAC party as well. I think it's AAC Action, African Action Congress. That's what it is. So if I missed it in the first few ones that I mentioned, please correct me. Anyway, but we meant Omoyele Shomore's party. We talked about ABGA. We've talked about NNPP. I don't know too much about those two parties, but we want credibility. Okay? Then the sixth thing was to form, after you've formed those alliances, you've gotten your candidate. It's time to now start to mount and continue to mount credible opposition. PDP is not an opposition party. PDP is the same thing as APC. You can see they're all cross carpeting. The last time we read, it was Shehu Sani that cross carpeted from PDP to APC. So that just lets you just on their own political interests, even though they all keep mentioning, internal crisis within the PDP. We don't care because we know PDP ruined Nigeria anyway. And then after that, you carry out voter sensitization, which is the seventh thing. And the eighth thing is to now help Nigerians erase the stake. Use all the mediums for your voter registration or sensitization. And then part of that voter sensitization I forgot to mention is go get your PVC early. Get your PVC early. And one of the reasons for raising the stakes so high is that the earlier you get a PVC, the better, so that we have the numbers. Get people to register to be members of the new party, because that party then belongs to Nigeria. Because according to Peter Obi, This political party were not set up for service to the people, it was for service to themselves. Then the ninth thing is to put the spotlight on the judiciary and INEC so that we can force INEC not to repeat the thing that they did the last time by turning off the server. And then you can see if you go to some of those polling booths, you can still see the faces of people rather than numbers. And INEC gave numbers to those places where you didn't have numbers. How, a magician INEC have become. So now coming to the 10th thing that needs to happen for Peter Obi to win the election and for Nigerians to win the election using Peter Obi as the campaign flag bearer is to start the campaign early. Start the get out the vote early. To start it early. Get the campaign going early. The thing is this, when you get the people involved, you don't pay them, they come out. You saw how organic it was during the 2023 election. So start early. Get to the villages. You know where they rig those elections, the villages, the at the local government level, at the polling booth level. That's where they rig the elections from. They use youth coppers and threaten them to write those election results. So when they come to your place, they snatch the ballot paper, and then when you're running, they drop the old ones they're written on already. So you think they've won, but no, they've written the result and they ran away with that one. Election rigging. So that voter sensitization is to get to the minds of our youth coppers, to let them know that the peanut they're paying them will not solve their problem. Start the campaign early. Start the get out the vote campaign early. We will get to that at some point later. Get out the vote, but start the campaign early. Get the right people so that they can Nigerians can familiarize themselves with these people, get to know them early. And then we can start the campaign so that we don't let them use tribes and ethnicity to divide us as they did in Lagos State. Okay? So this has been a long series, 10 things that Peter Obi can do to win 2027 election. And the last one, as I mentioned as well, is to start the campaign and early. Start the campaign and get out the vote early. He needs to do that. Nigerians need to participate. When he goes for rallies, Nigerians need to go rally with him. We need to get out the votes, let people see that and help them go get their PVC on time. But I think as well, like I mentioned, Peter B, Omoyele Sowore working together will threaten the incumbent, will threaten the status quo. Nigerians need that. This change we're talking about is possible. Don't think it's not possible. This change is possible. Nigerians have been craving for this change for so long. Our country is a beautiful nation. We have so much to enjoy, so much to cherish, so much that God has blessed us with. But one thing we've been plagued with is we've been plagued with poor leadership, selfish and corrupt leadership. That's what we've been plagued with. And until we decide to change the system, it would not change. That's why I'm encouraging every single one of you. If you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and comment. Let us know what you think. If we've missed any step in the process, please share with us. Okay? This is us doing something to Nigerians to say, Nigerians, if we work with Peter B or Peter B and Wale should together, Omoyele Sowore together, we will get the Nigeria back. We'll start to take Nigeria from the hands of these corrupt politicians in bits. Because they're going to corruption fights very fiercely. That's why every voice that comes out in condemnation or opposes the government, they try to clamp down on those voices. Because initially they understand that Nigerians didn't vote for them. Do you understand? And there have been a lot of voices coming out to talk about how corruption is destroying our nation. And we need to start talking about it. We need to keep at it, and emphasize on it more. So if you've not watched the first 9 things that Peter Obi needs to do to win 2027, please, I encourage you, go down the list and watch everything from 1 to 10. I'm guaranteeing that you enjoy this. Again, we try to make it very short so that when you watch it, you don't get bored. But Above all, we've also talked about all the 10 things that he needs to do. Okay. So take your time, watch all 10 things, and I can guarantee that you will enjoy it, and we can then start to, mount guard on what Nigeria needs to be or Nigeria needs to do to be better. Okay. So this is a series of the first few things that we need to do working towards 2027. We will keep looking for content that would trigger Nigerians towards pursuing the change that they need and knowing that it's possible. Okay, so please like, share, and subscribe. And obviously, we have other content for you to go check out. We have short videos that you can watch. They come in the form of poetry, but you will love them because we're looking at the social malaise in our society and how to fix them. All right, and the political issues that we're currently facing with corruption and fraud and corrupt politicians. All right. So until the next one, God bless you. Thank you for watching all through all 10 things that Peter Obi needs to do to win 2027 election.